Yo, what's going on, comic compadres, and welcome back to the Hood Rat Podcast, where I'm Hood Rat, you're Hood Rat. What? The Rat Pack, at least like 2/3, or yeah, 2/3 of us is a Rat Pack. But Efren's like a Rat Pack too, right? We gotta say Efren's a Rat Pack too, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta let my uncle be in the Rat Pack, man. Comic book crackhead and Mindshift and who that couldn't make it this tonight, man. They had family commitments, and it's family first, man. Always family first.
Yeah, yes.
But we're back, man, and we're not doing any picks this week. We're just gonna talk about a lot about Marvel. We're gonna talk a lot about Marvel Studios, the Marvel Studio panel that happened over at D23, where me and Efren, you have two people that were actually there in the cold arena called the D23. What do they call it? D23 Hall.
It's the underneath. It was more like a dungeon, wasn't it?
Bro, I felt like I was in it. I mean, I told you, right? Like the whole D23, you felt like you were in a submarine. Because you start under in the basement, and that's where you sit for like 4 hours. And then they take you up an escalator into another basement, right? It felt like another basement. And then they take you straight up into like the arena. And then you go into the hall after that, and you don't see any sun for like a good, I would say 16 hours, man. There's no sun.
Yeah, we didn't go outside until the very end.
Yeah,
it's that whole time. And it was, the air conditioning was pumping there big time, man. It was like almost freezing, which was good.
Dude, I was cold, man. I was shivering, I gotta say, man. It was pumping hard and I was shivering. But it was a good time, man. Before we start, man, me and Efren, we're gonna show off at least one thing that we got from D23 and one memory, man. One thing and one memory that you had. And I'm gonna let Age Before Beauty, bro. Go ahead, man.
I'll show one of the books. This is the panel for Spider-Man 60th anniversary. They're giving away 2 exclusives. This is one of them. You can see it right there. It's Amazing Spider-Man 60th anniversary. This is actually, it's Amazing Fantasy D23 Expo, Amazing Fantasy number 1000. So they were giving away 1 per person, but we happen to get 2. So.
But what's the other one? They gave the set, right? You have the set.
Oh yeah,
they gave 2 away. They gave 2 away over at D23. And this one I think is an important key right here, though, because you got the first appearance on a Marvel cover, Pluto, right? Yeah. You see the front cover. You got Pluto. You got Goofy. You got Daisy. You got Donald, and you got Minnie. That's Minnie's first cover appearance on a Marvel book, right? On a Marvel comic, man.
Really? I wouldn't have known that.
All those.
Pinocchio right here.
That's first Pinocchio then, too. Yeah. That's a key, man. That's a key. Like for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. There's a bunch of characters on there that, if you look closely enough, who was that in the back shelf there, Efren? There's a bunch of characters still on there.
Well, there's Pinocchio right there.
Pinocchio, right?
Oh, this is the teacup from Beauty and the Beast.
There you go. And I can't. The other character behind, right at the lower part of Spider-Man's back.
Yeah. What's his name? From the What's his name again?
Dilo and Stitch.
Yes,
Stitch.
Right.
It's Stitch, man. Oh, dude. And then you got Baymax right there. Baymax.
Multiple key.
Yeah.
That's a key book, bro. That's a key book for sure, man. So. And Disney cats, man. Disney cats love that stuff, But as comic collectors, man, we love it too. So that's a dope one, man. Let's say what's up to the live chat, man. We got the moderator Rudy in the house, man. Rudy's in the house. And we got Azores, man. Azores.
Hey, Azores.
What's up, man? Always. And then we got Matt in the house, man. What's going on, bro? Stitch. You even called it out. Stitch is in there. I didn't even see.
I think he's frozen. So
yeah, it's usually
okay.
Yeah, just quick. You're good.
We're having complications all over the place. We're supposed to have Phil on today, but we have Phil on today, but he's having complications with his internet. So hopefully Phil Cowen will be able to jump on with us in a few. And then we got Dab in the house.
Hey, Dab.
Hey, Dab.
All right, next we got me, man. So I mean, the only thing I got that I really cherish is my signed book, book right here from D23. I got the sketch from from Humberto Ramos, man, and he double signed this one in silver and black. We got CB here, and who's this guy right here? I forgot.
Was it the Nick Lowe?
Nick Lowe's right here. Nick Lowe's right here.
Yeah.
Nick Lowe's right here. No, Nick Lowe's right here, and this guy right here. He did he did the new Mutant book, the new one. So yeah.
Now, Ian, when you showed that on your IG, you showed it live when he was doing it. He was standing upright. I think he was left-handed. He was freestyling that whole thing, not putting it on any table or anything else. Yep. I was more than impressed of what his artistic ability on the fly. Just he's scrolling it like he's writing something on a napkin. But look how professional that is.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. And me and him just talked about the panel the whole time, because I think they brought up in the panel when Gwen Stacy died, they first called it the Washington Bridge, but it was drawn as the Brooklyn Bridge, and then they re-referred it back to the Brooklyn Bridge. So there was that panel was pretty good. The panel was really good. I think Nick Lowe and CB Cebulski really put in some good work in bringing us the history of Spider-Man from from Amazing Fantasy 15 all the way to the modern stuff. It was really interesting, right, F?
It was good.
I mean, sorry those guys, but I was there, I was listening, and I was thinking, but I was kind of falling asleep too because me and Efren were up since 2 a.m, and it was a long day, man. But it was a really good panel. Nick Lowe and Seba Cebulski really put in some hard work to get that stuff going, man. So I really appreciate them, man.
And Efren, if you don't mind me jumping in, but Efren did a live stream on his IG as well. I was stunned at how elaborate the stages were. They must have put a ton of money from Disney and Lucasfilms and all the rest of it. Those were gorgeous, gorgeous stages. Yep. So it was breathtaking.
They put money into this thing, man. Like the whole con had red carpets. Like
wow.
Yeah, it was like a red carpet. You were walking on a red carpet the whole way through, right, F? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, when I was in there, when I was walking around after, and a thought popped in my head. You could tell this is Disney because everything seemed brighter there.
Bright, yeah.
Like Dan was saying, all the booths, how much money they put into each booth because it was well done. Usually when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, all the smaller vendors, you can see there's small little booths, but this was like Hollywood, basically. They weren't going cheap on anything on D23. So
they did not go. No, yeah, they did not go cheap on anything, right? It was like it's very elaborate, man. Like it felt like you were Disneyland. They had like all the food stuff there. They had like they had my what do you call my Dole Whip, and I didn't get any. We forgot to get it, but there was a Dole Whip booth there, and all the booths from all the parks. It was they didn't hold back,
They brought in Walt Disney's plane. I asked them, the plane that was there, they brought it in from Florida. They drove it up. I think they drove it. I'm not sure if they drove it flat, but they broke it into pieces and they brought it to Disney. I mean, to the Anaheim Convention Center to show his plane that he used to fly in. I go, dang, man, they really went all out. It was very nice. I had never been to D23 before. First time I said I always wanted to go, and I got a last minute badge, and we went. So it was good, but like I said, I woke up at 1:30 in the morning. So I was like,
I know. I don't think I could do that like 3 days in a row, man. I mean, we'd have to stay down there next time if you want to do D23. Sure. But I'm gonna go back to the next D23 for sure. I'll probably go Friday and Saturday. What do you think, F? Like Friday?
Yeah, man.
Because we didn't have no time to shop, man. Like we were just didn't. Didn't have time.
If we would have got those exclusives on Friday, especially those Mickey cards, man, those were selling like hotcakes.
Dan, those Mickey cards, you get a free Mickey card, right? This Mickey card, and you get his pin. And people were selling the free Mickey card and the pin for like $400. Like sold. Like you put it on eBay, like sold in like 5 minutes. It's crazy. Right. So, but we had to pick our poison, right? You had to pick your poison because either you're gonna go to the panel or you're gonna go to the floor. And there was no you couldn't do both because But our whole goal was to go to the panel. That was the main goal for me and Efren. Was like, dude, we got to get in that panel. And we got lucky. We got so lucky how we got in the panel. The standby line was full, and I kind of just snuck in the standby line to just see people in the line. And these two kids. I mean, they're not kids. They're like 20-year-old kids. These people walked up behind them and gave them like the band that you can actually use to get in, not the standby line. And I asked them like, hey man, what are you guys gonna do with your standby? What do you call it? Standby wristbands. And they were like, the kid was just like, you can have them as long as you can figure out how to make them stick. I was like, bro, I will make sure we can figure out how to make them stick, and it worked. You know, we got in. So
Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know what D23 is that strictly a media event?
it's a fan event. I think it's a fan event for fans, just to get the hype going for whatever stuff they got, going over there. I don't think it was meant for like celebrities, but celebrities were walking all over the floor. Like we saw those two basketball players, right? The Lopez brothers, right?
Lopez brothers, yeah, they were there.
Then Feige was walking around like the day before, and people were just taking selfies with him.
Wow. Wow.
I heard Larson was walking around the con, and people were taking snaps with her. It was, I don't know, man. It was pretty. The celebrities were out there, it's a great con. It's not crowded either. That's the thing. It's not crowded like LA Comic Con. It's not crowded like San Diego Comic Con. Like they keep it super limited, like the attendees, right? I don't know if they even make money from it, right? Like I mean, maybe they make money from sponsors, but not by attending tickets, because there wasn't a lot of people attending this thing. I mean, it was full. Don't get me wrong, it was packed, right? It was like sold out, but they limited how many people can go in. So you can. There's parts where you could just walk around and like you're by yourself. Like.
Well, again, years ago, I knew a guy. In fact, probably should reach out to him again. He had a company here in the Bay Area that all they did was make elaborate sets for things like that, and they were unbelievably expensive. But obviously, from what you guys were showing me, it seemed like price was no object for setting this whole thing up. It looked extremely professional. And think about it, after the show's over, they tear a lot of stuff down. They don't save any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, there's like anything you bought it in the store was like worth like money. You had to.
So everyone, we apologize for tonight. This is one of those technical difficulty nightmares. So again, we meant to have Phil Cowen on. I just texted him. We're going to reschedule with him at another broadcast. So if you're on, because I had promoted this on another show that Phil would be on. So we'll reschedule. He'll be on in short order.
Yeah. But then at the end of the day, me and Efren were able to get into that store that everybody was like flocking to get into, but we didn't buy nothing. We was like, hey, we didn't. Yeah, we were like, no, It was good to get in though. It was good to get in. Even the girl, as I was walking out, she's like, "You're not gonna get anything for your wife?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna pay $50 for a tumbler just because it has Mickey on it, right?" Like it had a tumbler and it's like $50. I was like, "Nah, I'm good, man." But let's say what's up to the chats. Craig's in the house, man. What's up, Craig? What's up? And then we got Matt in the house. Hey, man, what's going on, man? He's out in Sacramento too. With and he's a big fan of Phil too. But Phil is having technical difficulties as we are too, man. But let's get into it, guys, man. Let's get into some of the D23 news. And like I said, me and Efren were actually there, and we didn't bring jackets. So one thing I tell you guys to do if you guys ever go to the D23 panel is to bring a jacket. Because the jacket's gonna save your life, man. That place is cold, right? It just got cold.
Yeah, it was cold. They were really pumping, which is a good thing. I mean, you know how hot it's been down here. They were pumping the AC. We were in there for 3 hours. I thought it was
3 hours.
I thought it was gonna be a
crazy
2-hour show, but it was 3 hours, and it was well with it. I mean, we missed Hall H for San Diego Comic Con, so that's why I really wanted to go to this panel. And it was the very first thing. It started at 10 a.m., ended basically at 1, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll say what we did right after that.
Yeah, so I actually put the full panel here on my YouTube channel, so if you want to check that out. The only thing it's missing are the clips and the trailers, which they won't let us tape. Efren had his phone on upside down with a light, and they still told him to turn it off. I was like, dude, he's not doing. Then I was texting Ken, remember? And they told me to put down your phone during the trailer. So it is what it is, man. I couldn't do it for you guys. And I missed the Marvel panel because I pressed record at the wrong time. So that's it's the very last panel on it, which is, I mean, we'll talk about it, which is probably the best trailer of them all that I think it was. Yeah, it was a really good trailer. And we got James in the house, man. James is a D23 king, bro. D23 king, man. He got the black and white Amazing Fantasy 15-1000. Good job on there, man. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So the first, so these are straight from my own taping of this event, and the first film that was shown and promoted was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Ryan Coogler came up and said a few things before he brought in Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri. He brought in Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku, and I was the only one saying Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe. I was the only one. I was like, bro, you go to San Diego Comic Con, bro. When he comes out, everybody's in Bombay. You know, like I was like, this must be a Disney crowd because it sure as hell is not a comic crowd. You know, and then we got Angela Bassett, who plays Queen Ramonda. And dude, did Angela look good?
Hey.
Efren, she looked, bro. Dan, I mean, Angela looked the same way she looked back in the day, dude. Like she is still smoking hot, man.
There are some women that have that ability. I mean, the years don't mean nothing to them. I don't know how they do it, good living or whatever, but she's one of those women that certainly has it.
I don't know how she did it, but when you saw her come in, you're like, oh, she's hot. She's still hot. She still got it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and she has to be like 50s.
At least. I mean, she's
Mid
just very,
50s.
You can still be sexy in 50s. I've seen some women that are just stunning at that age.
Italy. The women are in their 50s. There, you go to Italy, they're still sexy, man. She must be Italian. Have a little Italian in there, man. You know,
There
so.
you go.
And then we got Tanaka Huerta, who plays Namor, was there as well. And I don't know, man. What do you guys feel about Namor, man? I mean, you guys saw that you saw Dad, did you see the trailer? They had it on, right?
I saw the trailer way too soon to tell. And there, for a couple of reasons. One, the MCU continues, in my view, to be going further and further away from the storyline from the Silver, Bronze, and Copper Age to it's becoming harder to predict what they're going to do and how they're doing whatever they're doing. So I don't want to say one way or the other. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, he showed up a few times. His face, right? His face on the trailer during the trailer, he showed up a few times, and I don't know. Me and Efren were still kind of like we're like this, you know, in the live, you know, we're watching live. I'm like, I'm still like this on Neymar, because I mean, to me, Neymar's a big asshole. You know, like I mean, he doesn't look like an asshole to me, man. Like, you know, like he's a person who has a lot of issues, you know, and wears it on his sleeves. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see if Mr. Huerta can do it, man. But there wasn't any really big reveals. Ryan Coogler did say he's still working. He's still in the cutting room, cutting it up, and it's only like what, like 2 months away. So
that's a lot of time, though.
So he kind of confirmed, right? He kind of confirmed that they're still doing reshoots and still cutting up in the editing room. You know, so I don't know, man. I mean, the trailers look beautiful, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
You sold me already on the trailer. Like what, you know, like trailers are beautiful. I mean, and now it's a guessing game. Who's gonna be the Black Panther? You know, I think I'm gonna let you guys go first. Who's gonna be Efren? Who's gonna be Who's gonna show up as a Black Panther?
Well, they showed at the very end. They showed him like coming down onto the screen, but they didn't show his face. Obviously, he was wearing a mask. I think. Oh my gosh. What's his name? The one that died during the first one?
Killmonger?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Killmonger.
So Ephraim, you don't think they're going to recast?
I don't know, man.
That's what I would do. Look again. It sounds cold in entertainment, but the show must go on. You know, people live and they die. Sadly, even in Hollywood and on the screen and on the theater. But the show goes on, and so you have to find someone else to do that. Now we'll always miss Chadwick Boseman, but I think it's a huge mistake. And again, there needs to be a Black Panther in Marvel continuity, and just mixing and matching just because of the situation, I think is a horrible mistake.
So who do you think is going to be the Black Panther, Dan?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Take a stab, man. Take a stab.
I couldn't even begin, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone we've never heard of before.
I'm gonna take a stab. I'm gonna go out left field. I think it's gonna be Queen Ramonda. That's just me. I think it's gonna be Queen. I think it's gonna be her, bro. Because the clip that we saw that you guys didn't see. Remember the clip? The clip that we saw. You guys didn't see the clip, right? They showed a whole clip before they showed the the trailer. And Azores, let me know if you saw the clip, because the clip was of Queen Ramonda in a court, and she was being bantered by like the Western nations on why they're not sharing vibranium, right? And then as she was talking, like they were these nations were trying to go into a warehouse somewhere where they were working on something, and they were trying to steal the vibranium from the Wakandians. But guess what, man? They couldn't do it, man, because what do they call the guards? It's not coming to me. The guards, the female guards. Someone help me out. They kicked all their asses. You know what I'm saying? They came in like Navy SEALs trying to steal all their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, what are they called?
I just said it like 10 minutes ago, so I don't know. But
my mind's in a fog, so I'm probably going to be we're going to be limping along today.
Oh, but Azor said he saw that clip. So that clip showed up on YouTube, pretty clear. Azores. So that I didn't see a black. So I didn't see Black Panther in that clip, and there was a lot of people except for Shuri and Ramonda. So to me, it's either Shuri or Ramonda. You know, that could be
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje.
Yeah, that's
Dora
right.
Milaje.
Right.
Yeah, the Dora Milaje. Yep. So that's why I kind of think it could be Shuri or Ramonda. It's gonna be someone that's gonna be. It's gonna surprise you, man. They're gonna pull off like the John Boyega, where remember he was showing we thought he was gonna be the Jedi, and then it ended up being what's her name. So that's what I say, man. I think it's gonna be Angela Bassett, man, because she's hot as hell, and she showed us she still got the moves, man. She's in shape, bro. Why would she be such in shape? Tell me, man. She's in really good shape. When I saw her, I was like, damn. Angela Bassett always had those like cuts. Remember in the movies, she always was like cut and really in good shape. She could be a Black Panther, man. Milaje, like French. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's correcting us here. Dora Milaje, and we said Milaje. Me and Dan have been sick for like the last 2-3 days, so we're struggling here, but we're gonna make it happen, man. We're gonna make it happen. And then Efren was sick on Saturday, but you're all right now, right? You're good. All right, so they moved on and they talked about Ironheart. So we got to see the whole trailer. Chat, let me know. Did you guys see the Ironheart trailer? To me, see, here we go, man. There's two people said black don't crack. There's one right there. And then Azor said the same thing. Black don't crack, man. There you go. And then the Ironheart trailer. The Ironheart trailer kind of reminded me of the comic book, man. It reminded me of the Invincible Iron Man from, I think it was like 2015. The storyline when she's like working on stuff in her garage. She's like testing out stuff and trying to put things together. I think it's gonna really probably translate a lot into the comic book. And I want to see, did you guys watch the trailer in the chat? Because I don't even know, man. I didn't see me and Efren saw the trailer, right, F?
Yeah,
but
the trailer. Yeah.
But we don't know if you guys saw in the trailer that's in the chat. But I liked the trailer. Did you like the trailer, F?
Yeah, it was good. It shows, I love origin stories. She's such a new character, still has only been around for about 5 years. And I just love her just basically, building a new Iron Man suit. And it's basically from the comic book. I think it's going to be heavily based from the comic book. They're not going their own separate, way, Marvel Universe of studios. But this, I think it's going to be a series, correct, on Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's gonna be a series, man. A series on Disney Plus. And Azores confirmed he didn't see it, and Azores is gonna find it, man. So it didn't show up on YouTube. They didn't post this up for you guys. But it's she's in Southside Chicago, just like in the comic books, and she's working on she's actually working on stuff in her garage. I think it's gonna be like like you said, an origin story. We're gonna see her in Black Panther when she's in MIT, but we're gonna see her as a teenager in the high school. In the Disney Plus show, that's kind of what I'm guessing.
I believe in the comic book, her AI was Tony Stark, correct?
Her AI was Tony Stark's. Yep.
And whatever going to happen there for the series,
But we're gonna find out. I think they're gonna be comic book accurate on why they call her Ironheart in the first place. If you guys don't know, like her best friend and her father were shot through the heart with the same bullet, and then during that time when she was training with Tony Stark's. in the Ironheart armor, he kind of recommended like you're strong, you came through a lot of stuff, and maybe you should name yourself Ironheart. Because that's just and you can see it right here with the heart. It's a sad. I mean, it's a pretty sad and uplifting story. If you read the books around Riri, but she has that chip on her shoulder. You could see it, man, in the trailer. She's carrying it with her, and then the hood showed up. And
Yeah.
I wish Hudat was here, because that's Hudat's spec, and he called it like a long time ago that the hood would show up in the Ironheart series.
Yep,
Anything
he
you
was
see in there? Anything you see in there, Efren? Besides me? Besides what I talked about?
No, I mean that's pretty spot on. I mean, I was surprised to see the hood. I didn't even know he was even going to be part of the show. So they seem to make him. I don't know, in the Marvel universe, he seemed like to me he's like a regular criminal, nothing big. But I think he's going to have a major boost in the series. I think he's going to be her main antagonist in the series. It seems like it is.
But what Ryan Coogler, he brought up a good point, right? He said Hood's like into the magic. He's this character that's into the mystics and the magic, and then you got like Riri Williams, who's into technology, and how these two things clash. So I think it's going to be pretty accurate on like who the Hood is and what he does. And then the actor showed up for the Hood, and that is let me see here, Anthony Ramos. Anthony Ramos showed up. And one thing Anthony Ramos said is that he said I don't know if I can say this, but this show's Hood's gonna be kick ass. And then go and watch my the full panel, and you can see Feige's response. Feige was pretty good. His response was good, man. He just kind of changed the subject, and everybody started laughing, and Feige started laughing too. He's like, bro, like we're doing this at Disney, man. You can't say ass in Disney. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, the one thing I want to see Ian with this, because again, I don't know. I know very little about the Ironheart character and Riri Williams and all that, but I do want to see what they're going to do with this new character as that interact. It's going to have to interact with James Rhodes and the Armor Wars at some point. So I want to see how they're going to make that connection.
Man, I don't know how long we're going to have James Rhodes though for after Armor Wars, because it looks like Don Cheadle is doing more directing than acting now, because he's directing. He's directing Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, and he's directing Captain America, the new one. He's doing a lot of this guy has his hand in a lot. You'll see. But yeah, man, the girls love Anthony Ramos. They loved him, and looks like he's gonna be a star, man. So, but I hope the Hood's not a one shot series type of guy like the Flag Smasher. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he can do it, man. So he said Kevin Feige kept people silent. Yep, he was looking at people, and people were like, I don't know what I can say. I guess that's all I can say, right? They were looking at him while he would ask him a question, and they would look right at him as they were responding for him to nod yes or no. And I was kind of watching that. Were you watching that too, Efren?
Yep.
Yeah, they were like, what can I say? If he says no, I'm going to back off. If he says doesn't, I'm going to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Like the all-powerful wizard, like in the Wizard of Oz.
He is, man.
And they just look at him. If they say the wrong thing, they should, I'm in trouble.
But you can see, man, like we were watching the panel. And we kind of felt the vibe of the panel is. It seems like people genuinely like working with Kevin Feige. Like they generally have this real kind of like good relationship, like personal relationship with him. So I don't think he's a dick, man. I just think he just helps them, and he helped people get out of messes when they were getting into it. He would help them, and they would just laugh about it, oh, thanks, man, thanks, Kev. It was like a good symbiotic relationship between all of them, man. Next up was okay, this might be good for you, Dan. So this was the Ant-Man Quantumania, and me and Efren actually saw the trailer. So I'm gonna let Efren talk about the trailer. You want to talk about it, Efren? Because it was pretty good, man. It was really good.
The beginning of the trailer, they show him and his daughter and Hope. They're in a car and they're just bantering back and forth. Then they segue to they are at Hope's grandparents' house. I mean, her family's house. And then the daughter's like some type of she's got a scientific mind too, and she's been looking into the quantum realm, how to get back into it. And Janet Van Dyne, she showed something that she made, and it was starting to
Yeah, they said it signals. It makes
That was
signals
it.
into the quantum mania, the quantum. What is it called? The whatever it is.
Quantum realm.
The
And then,
The
quantum
quantum
realm,
realm.
yeah.
Yeah, the quantum
then
realm. Yeah.
Janet Van Dyne says, "Shut it off, shut it off. You don't know what you're doing. You know, shut it off." And then next thing you know, like this vortex opens or like a wormhole, and they all go shooting through it, and that's where everything starts going
Yeah.
downhill.
What's his name? Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. He was holding on to her and let her
Yeah.
go, and then he was like, "Screw it, I'm going in too." He let go and went into the realm. But it was crazy, man. We saw that whole thing, Dan, where they met Kang. So everybody knows. Like Ant-Man goes, I'm an Avenger. I'm the Ant-Man. Don't you know who I am? And then Kang was like, did I kill you too? Or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
But I don't know if it in the D23, I mean the SEC, if it went on a little bit longer, because he goes to Ant-Man and he asks him, he goes, I need you to help me find something I lost. And then he put him against the wall and start crushing him with his hand or something, like using the force, right, Efren?
Yeah.
And he had his daughter behind him and everything, like his daughter was there, Cassie Lang. So my whole thing is, they may be looking, like in the comic books, he might be looking for Ravonna, like this is his whole quest, and he's trying to. Maybe the Avengers did something to Ravonna that he's pissed about, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're his key to finding her. Like in the future or the past or another universe or wherever, man. But he was I mean, I got the chills, man. I got the chills when I saw Jonathan Majors as Kang, because he was really freaking serious, man. He wasn't playing, right, F?
Yep, he was serious. But during when these three actors were out there, it was like the best panel, so to speak, because they were all keeping everybody laughing. Paul Rudd was, going to each section in the auditorium and saying, to say a certain, like to yell out to see who's the best section. And he mentioned that he was the sexiest man in the world a couple of years ago from People Magazine, and they just went on from there. It was a very entertaining panel. I really enjoyed that panel.
Yeah, these three, they get along really well, man. They have a really good connection, right? Like they have a good gel, and
Yeah.
I like them a lot, man. And it's too bad that I think Ant-Man's dead after Quantum Mania. I mean, that's just me. I think he's dead, bro. I think Cassie. I think
I don't think so.
Cassie likes to take over, man.
I don't think so. That's too prominent of a role. But the person who might die, because he hasn't been mentioned, is Michael Douglas. I'm just looking it up. He's 77 years old. The original Hank Pym. Yeah. Henry Pym was a major character in the Silver Age, and I think at his age, I think this would be a good time to sort of kill him off, but have a nice, death scene for him and all that. But I think there should be some homage to that particular character. I think this is probably the last chance to do that.
Let's agree this way. I think they're gonna kill Hank Pym, and I think they're gonna kill Lang. I just have a feeling because you have Cassie Lang, right? They're interchanging all these. I think they're gonna interchange all the Avengers into these young Avengers, because in Captain America, they mentioned that the Avengers are not together anymore. There's no Avengers left. They said they're disassembled, and that all they have are the Thunderbolts. And that's towards the end of like Phase 5, right?
Right.
The Captain America. So they may just be killing off Avengers left and right, man. The ones we love, and just trying to move in the new ones.
Well, you may be right. That's exactly what they might do. I personally wouldn't do that, and it's probably prejudice from my perspective as an old school Silver Age guy. I want it because none of them ever died off. I mean, they did, but they were always brought back in some form, way, shape, or form. I think it's too soon to kill them off. I think that will happen towards the very last Avengers movie, which is what, 4 or 5 years from now. Is it the Kang Dynasty, or is that no? Secret Wars is the last Avengers movie. So that would probably be the last hurrah from the characters, the actors and actresses we know and love. But there is going to be a transitional period.
Mm-hmm. And here we go, man. Azores is saying the Hood was big on the Secret Invasion books. Will you reach out? Okay. And then we got James saying Kang isn't playing. He's so powerful. Janet and Bill Murray got in. This isn't going to be a comic. This is going to be a big Infinity War film. Yep, I think so too, man. It looks serious. This one looks serious. It doesn't look like a joke. But I think I think Paul Rudd's going to try to bring in the jokes, but it's pretty serious. And then we saw Bill Murray, and then we saw MODOK.
I was going to
Modak,
ask
right?
him where are they putting him in? Where's Bill Murray interjected? Did they make any mention?
Yeah, they just showed his face, but he's Krylard. I mean, that's
Right.
what the whole rumor is, right? Like, then Modak showed up, you know, and that's Efren was all like, "Was that Modak?" He was like, his pants got wet real quick, and I said,
Yeah.
"Uncle, calm down, bro. Don't have a
Yeah.
heart attack. Don't have a heart attack, bro." But he showed up in there too. And I don't know if they showed that yet in the to the public. Did you guys see it on YouTube at all? The Quantumania? I don't know. I didn't see it, man.
No,
So,
I didn't see it.
yeah, but it's good, man. You know, I think Stature, you know, that's Cassie Lang's superhero name. I think she's gonna show up. You know, I think she's gonna be an Avenger, man. You know, it's just gonna bring in the Young Avengers one at a time, man. So
But before, one last thing about Bill Murray, did they show him in costume?
Yes.
Nah, did they show him in costume? I
Yeah,
thought
he
they
was
just showed him
awesome.
his face right here.
He was like
It's
some
like
kind
this.
of emperor or something. You know, I don't know much about his character he's going to be portraying in the film, but him and Janet, you know, you could tell they something happened between the both of them while she was down there in the comic all those years. So
Ephraim, was he green?
no,
He was not green. Okay, so he's not the traditional
No.
Krylar from Hulk 156 then.
no.
No.
All right, they're doing something because that's a Hulk story. So that's kind of disappointing. That means that would have been a nice tie to the Hulk characters, but they're obviously not going to do that.
No, they showed him and with his usual smirk, you know, Canadian smile. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a funny clip. So,
Yeah. All right.
Let's see here, man. Azor says, "Nah, this has been Kang's plan. Make Iron Man sacrifice himself and don't worry about him. Captain America stays in the past, so you don't have to worry about him. Make Hulk become Smart Hulk, not a threat." And then Dan said, James said he agrees with you, Dan. They're gonna kill off Michael Douglas and Scott will replace him as in a serious role. The trailer showed Scott being more serious versus a comedy piece. Let me see here. Make Thor become depressed and turn into a comedic, non-serious Thor that we have. And a threat because he's trying to find himself again. Desor says, make Black Widow sacrifice herself, and she's gone. All great stuff, guys. All great stuff. Who knows, man? That's what we just speculating here, man. It's always fun just throwing a big guess out there, see if you're right. And then we saw Werewolf by Night. Efren, what do you think about this one, man?
This one totally caught me by surprise. I didn't even know they were going to show a clip of this one, and they're trying to make it dark. I mean, I'm not sure how dark it's going to be. You know, it's still Disney, but the whole clip was in black and white, which also
black and white.
So I was like, oh, is it going to be like that for the whole series, or you know, what's going on? But it did pique my interest. But well, to me, I'm just going to wait and see. I mean, I don't know, making it black and white to make it seem more scarier. No, but unless they show some type of really, you know, scary, gory stuff, which I'm not sure Disney really does that stuff, how, you know, scary it's going to be. So I'm questionable about this one. I don't know.
I have a different take on this, and here's the reason. Here's my thought on that. As a longtime collector, one of the elements I never really got into was horror, whether it's the werewolf or Dracula or anything else, because where I grew up, that was all black and white, 30s and 40s horror, you know, and it didn't really, to me, seem to fit in comic, you know, in the comic book realm. By them doing this in black and white takes people like me back to the original days of the horror genre. I think this is a brilliant move on their part. It's really got my interest because I was not really going to watch this, but if they're going and sort of think of this as a period piece, like sort of like Captain America 1, it was time specific or period specific. If they're going in that direction, I think they're onto something.
Yeah, man. You know, and there were some good spec on this one. And I saw this. I mean, someone may have said it first, but I seen it first on my boy Matrix Comics, and he's a big horror guy. So did you see this, Efren and Dan?
I did.
So they have the man thing showing up in this. So it was in black and white, and they colored it out. You know, so that's cool, man. To have a little man thing in it, right? Like
that's great. That's a great tie-in.
I think it's gonna be awesome, man. I think it's gonna be great. So thanks to Matrix Comics for doing this and making it show up. I mean, that's my boy, man. He is a horror fanatic, man, and you know, I'm glad he posted to share this with us, man. And let me see here. Ulysses is coming. What? Ulysses is coming? Okay. And then we got Matt saying it coincides with Halloween. Yep. And then Dr. Common says, Dan, you're again black and white. It looks amazing. The best part is that it was a bloodstone castle. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
I was trying to remember the movie years ago. Damn it, I can't remember what it was, but it was mostly black and white, but then it had some red and this color periodically, but it was mostly black and white. They could do that with the Man Thing, keep it mostly black and white, throw little color periodically to sort of like, give it a bit of life. I wouldn't go all black and white. Now, damn it, I can't remember what the name of the movie was.
Schindler's List?
No.
That had
No.
spots in it every now and then.
That would work. Yeah, that's the movie I'm thinking about. But again, I'm in a fog right now, guys. We're just sort of limping along tonight.
No, man. And then Michael Giacchino, this guy actually directed like what's it called? He directed a bunch of animated films. Coco was one of them. I guess he comes from a movie background, and he did musicals, like animated. Most animated Disney shows are all musicals, right? He did Coco. Now he's directing, films. And they had the actor Gail Garcia Bernal. And I looked this up. I was trying to see, like, who's this guy playing? It just says Latino actor. I was like, what? What the hell, bro? Like, really? So you guys spec on the the Latin werewolf. It's still a spec, And then Laura Donnelly showed up, and they didn't tell us who she was playing either. So it's still all up in the air, man. They didn't really give away a lot, right, Efren, in that trailer? Yeah, they did give away a lot, man. But it was an entertaining trailer. I really liked it, man. It says, Dan, you are right. The black and white looks amazing. And then next up was Secret Invasion. So we got to see a clip on this, and I think I see this clip on YouTube. It was just of Rhodes and
Nick Fury.
And Nick Fury walking into an empty restaurant. Nick Fury telling him, like, you guys are spies. You know the guys that are with you are spies. And he's like, yeah, of course I know they're spies. Then it goes from there, man. Yeah. What'd you think about it, Efren?
I mean, I liked it because I loved reading the book Secret Invasion. And you're right, at the beginning, Rhodes and Nick Fury sit down. He goes, "Are these your men behind you?" Yeah. How well do you know them? I know them very well. He was basically telling you better be sure about that. And then it goes from there. And then it starts showing some of the scrolls and the clips too, but they're bad guys. And it's just little by little, they're showing, there's going to be an invasion, obviously. And Nick Fury is going to be in the front of it. It's almost like his series. And interesting, they said this Secret Invasion is going to segue to another series right afterwards, which I like. And we'll talk about that in a minute, having to do with Rodney. And I think everybody knows what series that's going to be. It's coming after this one, they said. Okay,
let's move on to the next one. You want to move up to the next one? Okay. Yeah. The next one was it was Iron War. Was it?
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars. I didn't have the Armor War clip here. Yeah. So let's talk about Armor Wars.
So they said Secret Invasion, after it's done, is going to segue to Armor Wars. And Armor Wars, you may have to help me out on this, Dan or Ian. I remember Armor Wars is when there was a bunch of Iron Man armors that were stolen, if I remember right, from some type of
That's
company.
correct. Stark realizes that someone stole his technology. Yes. I believe it started at Iron Man 225, which started the Armor Wars. It went on for, I think, a couple years or year and a half, but that's what it all started.
So basically, like I said, Secret Invasion is going to segue, they said this, right into Armor Wars. And, that's going to be like two big series that are coming up on Disney+.
Yeah, so Don Cheadle's directing all three of these. This, Armor War, and Captain America. Wow. So, yeah, he's, Don Cheadle's really getting into comics now, man. Yeah. Big time. So, looking forward to those both, man. And then another big panel that I like this one, man, was Loki. Loki was awesome, man. And for Loki, they brought, Tom Middleton. So, this is like the fifth time I've seen him in a panel, so I wasn't really, I wasn't really stoked like everybody else was, but he's a really good character, man. He's a really good character, really good stage presence, up there. He's a past. He did in the past. He did theater, right? So this is his thing. You know what I'm saying? Being on stage. And then they had Sophia D. Martino, who's Sylvie. They had Owen Wilson, and the one guy that I was surprised is that they had Ke Huy Quan. And, you guys remember him from Goonies and Indiana Jones, man.
Yeah.
And what I thought about these three. So this is what was his name in Goonies, man? Do you guys remember his name in Goonies?
No.
I know it was
No,
something, bro.
it was Data.
Data. Yeah, it was Data in Goonies. Yeah, man. That he was there and Harrison Ford was there in the previous panels.
Yes.
So I was like, dude, they get to reunite. That's awesome, right? That's pretty cool.
For like over 25 years.
Well, Tom Hiddleston has owned this character since the very beginning, and I'm still surprised that Journey to Mystery 85 isn't more expensive than it is, just because of his presence. But that's a retirement role for him, because again, he's absolutely owned it, and the interaction and chemistry between him and Owen Wilson, there's nothing else like it. That I can't wait for this season of this next season to start up here, and I hope there's a third season, by the way.
Hey, hold on, Dan. We got a news alert. Back there shaking his head, bro.
Hey!
Like, in the house,
News
bro.
alert.
Who's this guy?
I need some more lighting in here, man. This is I need to add some more light around here.
Good to see
John,
you, man.
How you
Nice to
doing,
see
John?
you. I'm
All
good.
right,
I'm
man.
good. Sorry,
Thanks
I'm
for
late.
jumping on, man. No worries, bro. Man, family first, bro. So we're on the Loki panel, man. And did you watch any of the you watch it? Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I made sure, man. That's why I put it on the YouTube channel, because I was like, everybody gonna watch it, bro. Like, everybody gets to watch the panel, man. So everybody's like, John in the house, bro. Look at that, man. John, look, man. Everybody missed you, bro. Everybody missed you, man.
I missed being on here earlier. What did I miss?
Oh, no, man. We're just talking about the panels, man. That's how we're just talking about the panels. So we're talking about Loki now. You know what? I don't remember I don't really remember the Loki trailer, man. I think I was falling asleep right there. I think that was a moment where I was just like, I'm tired. Go ahead. What do you remember about it, bro?
I'm trying to remember.
I know. It's hard to remember, bro. We were watching all these clips, like it was.
He goes back to the what's it called? The office, the authority. He goes back to the authority. The time variant.
The time variant. The TVA.
The TVA.
TVA, yeah.
So he goes back to TVA, but they don't know who he is anymore, because everything that's happened, and he's trying to explain, what's going to be happening with Kang, and they're having problems. They're not really believing who he is, and it basically just goes for him trying to explain to them that Kang is coming, and there's a whole bunch of trouble, following him, obviously. So that's the very beginning of the film, and then then they have the banter between Tom Hiddleston's character and Mobius, if I'm pronouncing his name right. They have a great dynamic, and it's kept on in season 2, which I really like. It was just them going back and forth. There's this one funny clip where they mention his ski boat. That's part of it too. So that was pretty funny. So it was a great clip, and the character, the Asian character on the left, I forgot the actor's name. They showed part of him in the clip too. I don't think they showed female Loki, did they, Ian?
No, I didn't show him in the clip. I didn't see her in the clip, man. Sylvie, I didn't see her.
But I'm glad she's back too. I mean, it was a very interesting character. I'm glad she's back.
I liked her, right, man.
Hopefully,
I'm just
the alligator or the crocodile is going to be back too, I think. So
I'm just wondering who is Ke Huy Quan, man? The Data. Let's just call him Data, bro. We all know Data. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what character he's gonna play in Loki. So yeah. But Loki's gonna be good, man. Loki's gonna be a good series, and it's gonna be very entertaining. Tom Hiddleston, he's one of the best, man. One of the best actors around. And Loki's such a beloved character. It's gonna be awesome, man. There's just one point where they're breaking down this wall. Remember, they were breaking down the wall, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna. It looked like Doom for a second when they were breaking down this wall, and it was like Kang. It was like 3 Kangs. I was like, they're gonna bring up, bro. This is it. And I was like, no, it's Kang.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh no, it was Kang. So yeah, they're all him and Mobius, Loki and Mobius at the end were having what were they arguing about? I forgot what they were arguing. They were talking about something while they were drinking coffee and having a snack in the TVA lounge. I actually have a sound clip of this, guys. I have the whole sound clip, but I got to figure out how to make how to send that how to make that happen. Maybe on Instagram. What do you think? Instagram? It's like a 1 minute and 30 second clip. And and maybe put like girls dancing as it's going, and then we can have the clip. So they'll never catch us, right? Disney will never catch us. It's like a bunch of girls dancing, and you have the TVA clip. I mean the Loki clip going. But it was interesting.
It'll probably be on YouTube in a couple days. I bet.
You know, that's probably why I forgot about it, bro, because I kind of did it on purpose this one. And I was looking at the guys walking past me, like, they're going to catch me, bro. They're going to catch me as I was leaving it on record. And I think that's why I kind of missed the trailer, because I was all worried about people catching me. Because that's not cool, man. And then here comes James, man. Do you guys know the main thing is guarding the Nexus entry points in the swamp? So that means that Loki is going to be showing up in the TV series at the end. All right, man. So that's the Loki one, man, guys. And then we have Fantastic Four. All right. We all got a little excited, and this is all we got, man. That's all we got, dude. That's all we got. And then it was Matt Shankman. Shankman, that's the director. He goes, I don't have any news for you, but Matt's in the crowd. Where are you, Matt? Stand up, Matt. And he stands up, and everybody goes, oh.
That was a major letdown. I thought they were going to introduce the characters. I mean, the actors were going to portray them in Fantastic Four, but I don't think they've even started filming. And they showed the director is here, and that's it. No more Fantastic Four news. I went, okay, that was a letdown. So,
nah, man. And then when I saw this, I was like, is Thoro in the crowd, bro? It's not like Thoro. I was like, no, it's not Thoro. And then Matt Shankman actually did the WandaVision. He did Game of Thrones, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Fargo. So dude's a good director, man. Yeah. You know, like he's a really good director. So he'll bring something good. He'll bring some heat. And then we got the Echo panel. And so I remember this one because I wasn't taping it. So this one was it had Echo, and she goes back to the reservation, and it's a big old, blast and fight and punch everybody. And there's just one part where she was in the like a roller rink, right? A skating rink or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some type of skating rink, and she was just whipping on people. And then she got a gold gold leg in a scene. So I don't know what that means. But it said like it was some type of spirit animal, and it represented something. I forgot. But the big part of this is that we got to see
Kingpin.
Yeah, we got to see Kingpin in here. We got to see Vincent D'Onofrio, and he actually shows up with one eye. So comic book accurate right there, right? One eye was shut and blind, and he had one eye going. So I don't know where they're gonna go with Kingpin, man. But he shows up and says hi, and and they talk and whatever. It's like a 5-second clip, man. But I guess who said someone had talked about this? I think Nick Lowe in the Marvel panel. He said he saw D'Onofrio walking around in Disneyland when he was eating his his Dole Whip, right? Was that accurate, right?
That's what he said. Yeah, I seen D'Onofrio walking around Disneyland. So
how can you miss him?
Yeah, I think they had to. They were trying to reintroduce him because you don't know what happened to him right after Hawkeye. You heard like the shot, but then they bring him back, and like you said, he had an eye patch on, so he got shot in the face, obviously.
Did he have an eye patch on? I thought it was just like
wasn't it eye?
His eye was just shut, bro.
I think you're right. His eye was just shut.
His eye was just like this, and he had one eye open. Yeah. And he had a white shirt on. He looked like he was. He had a lot to drink. He didn't look like all clean. Yeah. He kind of looked like he was scruffed out. So yeah, man, it was pretty interesting.
Looking at this profile, Ian, looks like he could play Odin. He's big. He's a big guy like Odin was in the Silver Age, with of course the hair and makeup and all that, the beard. That would be a nice follow up to Odin because of who was it that played the actor? Because they're going to need another Odin at some point. I think he'd be my first choice.
Did you guys get to see this clip, man? The clip of Echo at all?
No.
Oh yeah, so I guess they didn't show. I mean, we don't know what they showed and what they didn't. So that's all I'm going to ask everybody that didn't go. But it looked like an interesting series, man. There was no Daredevil. Daredevil didn't show up in it. So, and we all know that this is Echo's a street level character. So is Kingpin, man. So I'm hoping maybe Echo kind of shares the same disabilities as Daredevil, except she can't speak, right? Daredevil can't see. She can't speak and she can't hear, so they kind of share, a similar type of thing in their life. So, but Daredevil wasn't in there, so yeah. And then next up was Captain America: New World. And where'd Efren go, man? Don Cheadle actually showed up for this, man. And then we got news that Tim Blake Nelson is gonna be the leader. Did they show a clip for this, Efren? I don't remember, man. They didn't show a clip. No, they didn't show no clip. They didn't even taping this. I can't remember. They showed so much clips. I was just like clipped out, man. You know.
No, they didn't show a clip of this. They introduced the actors that are coming back. Not Don Cheadle, but Captain America. And who were the other actors that they showed? I don't even remember anymore. But
I don't know. Tim Blake Nelson. I mean, I just remember him. I think I have it here, guys. Nope, I don't have the actors. Yeah, but the big news is the leader's going to come back in.
Yeah, he's the first time in 15 years, and it was the same actor that portrayed the leader in the second Hulk movie. He's coming back. So it's like, wow, man, I can't believe they're actually bringing him back. I thought they should have brought him back years ago because he's the leader. But yeah, I'm curious to see how his what kind of costume or how he's going to be his face. You know, he's got that big old forehead. You know, the leader does. He's all green, so that's going to be interesting.
I mean, but the big news out of this, right, is that that I got from it, you know, from a spec point of view, is that Don Cheadle said a lot, and I think I don't know why Kevin Feige didn't stop him, because he kind of talked about like what it was going to be about and what the premise was. So the premise of this one is that the Avengers are no more. There's no more Avengers, right?
Yep.
And Captain America, which is Captain Falcon. Joaquin Torres, the character for Joaquin Torres, the actor for Joaquin Torres was there too.
Yeah.
So he was there. So he's gonna play a bigger role in this one. But Captain America is gonna have no one to lead, you know, and that's the premise. And then he's like, but you know, there are no Avengers left. There are no Avengers left. Captain America doesn't have anybody to lead, and the world's in disarray. But he has these guys, and they talked about the Thunderbolts. So the Thunderbolts are going to play a big part in New World Order. And I want to ask Dan, because I know I want to ask. Let me ask Dan and Jive, man. What do you guys think about this crew, bro? Does this crew meet your expectations or not?
John, go ahead first, bud.
I was going to let you go first.
I was going to say the main idea behind this is this is a job for all those actors. They needed something to do, and they just sort of threw them together in this little collage here. Unless there's something that that's revealed when this is finally shown, I think that's the motivation behind it. They all don't seem to mix together. This is just a mismatch of characters. It's sort of like the original champions. They were just leftovers, and I forget who put that together. The team was awful, didn't have any direction. That's my first guess.
I agree.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't. I think. I mean, I was kind of So we got Taskmaster, we got the U.S. Agent, we got the Winter Soldier, we got Black Widow, we got Red Guardian, we got the Ghost, and then we got Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, man, the biggest freaking name in the entire MCU ever, you know. And everybody thought this was some, who's this Asian chick? I'm like, nah, man, that's what's her name from Seinfeld, you know. So, the one thing that I see, I talked to Efren about this, right? Is this hand back here? Whose hand is that, man? You see that hand?
Yeah.
That's not the Red Guardians, bro. Look,
No,
Red
it's
Guardian's
not.
hand goes behind her.
Yeah.
Are they gonna switch up She-Hulk for Red Hulk? Because that's not a Hulk. That's not like a big Hulk hand. That's more like a sexy She-Hulk hand.
Yeah.
Because they're leaving one person out, man. They're not gonna leave that hand. Look, there's something behind it right here. Look, there's some. You thought it was gonna be Abomination, right? Is that what your thought was?
I didn't know who it was going to be. You know, I thought that hand belonged to the Red Guardian, but now that I see it better, that's somebody else's hand. Who knows? You know.
I'm calling She-Hulk. Who you calling, Ja?
Yeah, I like that. I think it could be She-Hulk. I agree. It's really hard to say, but that part where your arrow's at, it looks like She-Hulk's head.
Yeah, right here, right?
Hair.
That right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, but when you reveal that tells me it could be a mystical character.
Who would it be?
I have no idea.
Who would it be?
There's so many that are out there. I would speculate because of the character's dark silhouette image of the hand and perhaps the face or a shroud or whatever. I think it's someone mystical. There could be. I'd have to do some research and come up with a few possibilities, but that's why I'm thinking they would go with this, and that would work, by the way, with this group.
I would like to hear your take, Dan, on one of the Dan corner. That would be awesome.
Okay.
See, look, even Azor says that he thinks that's Red Guardian, but that can't be. Look, that he had to be like super flexible right there, man. That just doesn't right. Is it just me?
It looks weird.
It wouldn't be Red
weird.
Guardians. Yeah. It has to look in that hair piece right here, or whatever, that headpiece. So you thought it was gonna be Abomination, right, Efren?
No, I didn't know whose hand it was. I didn't think it was Abomination. I think Javed said, or you guys said She-Hulk.
She-Hulk
will be there, But one thing about the Thunderbolts, you remember who the original leader was Zemo. So I wonder if he's going to show up in this movie at all, because he was.
Well, Baron Zemo's supposed to be in this, right? Thunderbolts.
Could that be Baron Zemo right there?
No, it doesn't look like his hand though.
It would have to be a glove, right?
Yeah.
The other reason I don't think it's She-Hulk is because she's a lawyer. And a lot of these guys have a criminal background. I don't think she'd associate with a group like this.
That's true too.
That's true too.
All of these characters we've seen, so it has to be some character that we've seen as well. Unless we haven't seen them yet. Yeah.
They're all like misfits,
Oh, yeah. Ian, I remember one thing in the Captain America clip, or when the actors came out, the original Captain America is going to be on there too again, the one that was in the series.
Hey, look at this. Deadpool's hand.
There you go.
There you go. That would be a good. That would be a good addition. That would fit, right?
Yeah.
Not a team player though.
Yeah. Are
any
of these guys team players? Yeah.
No. Well, no, not really. That's true. That's a good point. You can tell when I'm not feeling well, I get very cynical.
No, I want to hear they're cynical. I want to hear the cynical, man. So yeah, I have no idea now. Now that you guys said that, it can't be She-Hulk because she doesn't have a criminal background. So she's kind of she plays it by the rules, man. Lawyers, So there goes that spec. Because that would have been a good one, right? Like you replace the Red Hulk with She-Hulk, and I'm like, okay, whatever, So, but I guess not, man. We will see, man. I like this one, man. If the money's right, Deadpool will play it. Because we still haven't seen all the movies for 6, Phase 6, so could be. Next up, man. There are your Thunderbolts. I know that disappointed a lot of people, man. That disappointed a lot of people. Were like, this, and this. It's gonna be just like the comics, like not even close, bro. Not even close, man. And that's what MCU does. And here's all the characters right here. All the actors showed up right here for everybody. Love Hopper, man. Everybody love David Harbour. Everybody was just cheering hard for him, bro. Like he isn't, bro. When I see him as Red Guardian, I'm just like, that's just Russian Hopper, bro. Hopper always stick with him, man. But yeah, it was a decent panel, man. Everybody loved Sebastian when he showed up, So everybody was cheering for Winter Soldier when he showed up. So we'll see. My interest is in then Ghost, man. When is the last time we seen Ghost in Ant-Man? Right? Was it Ant-Man 2?
Yep.
Ant-Man 2 or Ant-Man 1? Ant-Man 2?
2.
2, right? We haven't seen her in a while, man. So let's see, man. Let's see what happens. All right. Next up is okay. This is the panel I didn't get, but this to me was the best, by far the best trailer of them all. The best trailer of them all. What do you think? Efren?
Yeah, I mean, before they showed this trailer, I'd never seen a trailer of the Marvels before, and I know a lot of people were saying they don't think the movie's going to be that good. They were going to call, I think, Captain Marvel, but they changed it to the Marvels, and this was the best clip,
best one.
Whole panel, the whole 2-hour panel for Marvels. It had comedy, it had action scenes. It had the point of view from Kamala Khan, like, the original Peter Parker, when he was a kid, or Miles Morales, when they look up in awe of their superheroes. Like, if we had seen superheroes in real life, we'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm with so-and-so. And I like that it took it from her perspective, a fresh perspective. As a teenager, she idolizes Captain America, and they started just bantering back and forth. Are we a team now? And she says, we're definitely not a team. And it just goes from there. They showed great clips. If anybody saw the series on Disney Plus, the last extra scene when the series ended, it explains what happens, how they switch, they switch places basically. But it's a power that Kamala Khan has that she never knew, but she switches places with Captain Marvel, and then she switches places with Monica Rambeau, and it was the best clip of the whole panel.
It was fun, man. When she, because they show, like in Captain Marvel and in Miss Marvel when she switched with Carol Danvers, they show where she went.
Yes.
So she went on this on the ship, on a spaceship. I mean, do we know what was it? The Kree? Was it a Kree ship or something? Right?
Well,
I think it was a Kree ship.
She Kamala Khan went to the spaceship, and who was right next to her? That cat.
You know who could be on that ship, bro? Could be the Hulk on that ship. Could that be a Hulk ship? The ship that Hulk was on, bro. It looked just like it though. So the Flurkin was with her, right? The little and she's like, "Oh, a kitty," and all these guys, all these like Kree were coming at him, I think. And then it just ate them all, bro. And she's like, "Ew!" She's just like on the ground, like all like just but it was very fresh, man. It was a very fresh. It was very. You could see like it was made really well, man. And Efren thought this lady was Monica Rambeau because bro, she was stacked. This is the director. The director of this is Nia Costa, bro. Yeah, bro. Look at her, bro.
Ooh, guns, yeah.
Look at the guns, bro. He was like, I was like, no, this is Monica Rambeau. He was like, no, can't be. Look at her, bro. I was like, I know, I'm looking at her. That's not her, bro. That's not her because look at her, bro. She's like, she is just like, like, damn. But and she skyrockets over all the superheroes. Check her out, bro. Like she's like a foot taller than Brie Larson, bro.
Yeah. She looks like a superhero.
She is, man. She should be playing somebody. But who I really was surprised on stage was by Iman Vellani. She had a really good presence, and me and Efren were like, she's really growing up, man. She's really cute. She has a really good. She even looks like Miss Marvel when you're there because she's just so like starstruck by all the people around her. She still hasn't captured that you're Miss Marvel. Like you were the leader of the Avengers in the comic books. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't still realize that. But she's she really surprised us too at the panel, man. I was like, I wish I would have caught it for you guys on my thing and you guys could have seen it, but I accidentally taped the whole clip of the trailer instead of them because I didn't press record or I didn't unpress it. But I was really impressed. But there was some parts to this, and Efren didn't share this with me on his Instagram post because
way to go, Efren.
I know. Efren trying to take it all, bro.
No, I forgot.
I know. We were tired. I know, man. We were tired of sleep. I always give F shit, bro. Like, you gotta give your uncle shit sometime, bro.
Yeah.
But there was this clip of this. All right. So I'm gonna tell the story between me and Efren when we were talking about this. I go, Efren, man. You know when they showed when they showed the Ronin looking guy. The accuser looking dude, but it was the chick, and Efren was like, nah, man, it wasn't a girl. I was like, yes, it was, bro. She had a blonde hair, then it went around, and it was Brie Larson as the accuser, and he goes, was she? I was like, yeah. I was like, and I asked somebody else. I was like, we were in line somewhere, right? Line somewhere, and I go, remember that, bro? And I turned around to this one guy behind me. And goes, yeah, that was like Captain Marvel as the accuser, and Efren goes. And I go, remember that happened in the comic books, Efren? Efren goes, yeah, bro, it happened in the comics. And it was actually her half-sister. So this is a good spec for you guys that we saw in here. Because, dude, it was like it was Brie Larson as the accuser in the middle. And it had one side, it had Monica Rambeau, and the other had Miss Marvel fighting her. And she had the universal weapon, like, waving around, beating their butts. Couldn't hold her down. And I was like, what the hell is this, dude? Like Captain Marvel. And she was dressed kind of, I think it was like the Captain Marvel uniform like this. Right here, this one. Right? Yeah, she was totally like the accuser, bro. So what happens in here, I mean, I got these all from Key Collector because it just makes shit easier, right? So her name is Laurel, the half-sister of Captain Marvel, becomes an accuser. And this is the first appearance of Laurel. And then this is the first cover appearance. But this is an interesting one because there was a team with her on the spaceship. Remember, Efren? There was a team with her. I don't remember, man, because they didn't show her face when you saw the squad. You just saw like the side of her head, and it was blonde. So this is a good. These books are pretty cheap, man. I mean, if you want like a pretty good spec for like this movie, like I mean, I could see it happening, right? Wasn't L'Oreal? Wasn't she like a clone, like to
No, her
she
mother.
she was a real half? Was she a
They
real
share-
half sister?
They share the same mom, but just different fathers.
Who was the father? Do you remember who the father was?
Well, the father was a Cree, so
There you go.
you know,
The father was a Cree, bro. I think they were on a Cree ship.
yeah.
Because the Crees were rolling up on the Flurkin before he ate them all. You
Yeah.
know.
So
So I mean, this is one thing that we saw that I was like, just kind of like, I was just like wondering what the hell was Carol Danvers dressed in the accuser stuff for, and carrying the universal weapon for. So it happened, man. We saw it, Efren.
Yeah.
A lot of people saw it, and I think me and Efren are the only ones that caught it because I don't see anybody talking about this, man. So good one to pick up, guys. They're super cheap right now. So if it happens, right, Efren? If it happens,
yeah.
Efren gets 50% of the credit, and I get 50% of the credit. No, okay, we'll do it this way, okay? Since we're on the show.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have
No. Check this out. No, since me and Efren had to pay for the tickets and we had to sit in that cold ass theater, it was cold, man. It had to be 55 degrees in there, dude. It was like, I was shaking. My hand was shaking. I was like, oh, dude, the camera's gonna see me shaking, So, Efren gets 40%, I get 40%, and then Dan and John get 10%. What do you guys say? You guys good with that? We good.
We'll take it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did nothing. We just showed up. We got 10%.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then we'll go to every time they show it on everybody's specking on them. We're like, we said it first, man. If the clip's here, no, I'm playing, bro. Like we're gonna be those assholes, those gatekeepers, bro, saying we said it first, but who knows? We just playing, man. But get these books, man. I mean, it really makes sense. I swear to God, it was Carol Danvers lookalike dressed as the accuser, man. So hey, we'll give Dab 1%, all right? We'll give Dab 1%. And look, Eric's in the house. We're gonna give Eric 1%. We're gonna give the Azores Tiger 1%. So me and Efren will take 30%, and then you guys take 10, and we'll give it out to the live chat.
Well, no, John and I are down to like 7% each, so we're
exactly.
giving out percentages as we go.
Hey, man, at least everybody gets a piece, man. Like, right? Everybody gets a piece, man.
Yeah.
It's like my deep half, bro. And when I do it at class, everybody gets a deep half. You guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it sounds kind of messy, but it's not. It's a move, man. So everybody gets a piece of this spec right here. And then we got Dan's Comic Corner, man. You ready, Dan, to educate us, bro?
I'm ready. Hey, by the way, I've got my air fan up here. It's hot as hell up here. Is that interfering with anybody?
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it properly so we can have the proper cut. So
Okay. All right,
hit it up, man. But that's our presentation for what we think is gonna that happen at D23 and some of a really good spec book for you guys to get, man. Really good spec book. I was buying these two for like $1 for a long time. I have a ton of them, and now I think I'm good. I'm gonna save them till Miss Marvel's comes out. So I'm not saying just because I have it. We've seen it with our eyes, man. And
Hey, so I have a question, man. Before we go to Dan's corner, Dab had the same question as I did. Any Blue Marvel sightings during the Marvels?
Oh, right.
No. Okay.
no Blue Marvel, man. No Blue Marvel.
man.
And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that more in the Downer Clown. But we didn't. There's no Blue Marvel, bro. I mean, I had fun there, but it was kind of disappointing from a spec point of view. But it was a fun panel to be in. But there wasn't really. This was like the only major spec, like that me and Efren saw, like live that we could agree upon. So
Before we go to Dan's panel, right after this panel ended, we still had not gone to the actual convention center floor. We went up to the 3rd floor to get ready for the Marvel Spider-Man 60th anniversary panel. It was like an hour away, but when that ended, the Spider-Man panel, that's the first time we went downstairs to look inside the convention center, which was about 3:30.
3:30, and we only had 2 hours because we had to jump in line for another autograph session. So it was, bro. It was the panel went on for 3 hours, and then they made us stay in the panel. They were like, "Don't go." You guys we need to shove down 20th Century Fox for you so you can watch Avatar. So they basically showed us like the whole premise of Avatar. Like
15 minutes. They gave us 3D glasses, and we seen like 15 minutes of Avatar. After we were done I told the Ian, we don't even have to go see this movie now.
No. Bro, we know the premise and everything. They showed us like clips as it went on throughout the movie, like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes there. We're like, dude, we don't need to watch the movie no more.
No,
It's
why are they even coming out with that movie like 20 years later? I don't understand it.
It's just you know what it is, bro? It's Avatar 2, the baby kids, bro. It's just like they had like 7 kids, and there's like 7 of them, and they all get in trouble, and they need to save them. That's the premise. I'm sorry I spoiled it for you guys, but they told me it, man, and I just blurted it out, man. You gotta save the baby. It's called Avatar 2, Save the Baby Kids. You know, like save the baby kids. But let's get ready, man. Let's go learn. All right, you guys ready for that? Let me get Dan up here real quick and let's do it.
Welcome to Comic Book Corner. I'm Dan De La Torre. Let's get into the She-Hulk, the ongoing series, the She-Hulk. We had episodes 3 and 4 drop these last few weeks. But before we get into the episodes, something has struck me about this particular series, which sort of surprised me. This has become both a sitcom and also a chick flick all at the same time. It's a fun show. I'm entertained. I will see it though, but it's not what I expected. And there has been some disappointments along the way, but also some things I really appreciated. So proceed cautiously moving forward. Some people, again, this is mostly a male-dominated comic community, so you may not care for the chick flick perspective of the She-Hulk series. But if you keep that in mind, I think you'll enjoy it. In episode 3, it's revealed regarding why Wong is using the Abomination. He's trying to finalize his apprenticeship as a Sorcerer Supreme, and does that Fight Club that we'd seen in the Shang-Chi movie. But the thing that was kind of strange to me, a disappointment, let's just say, there was one of my favorite teams. I always love supervillain teams, and this one here, the Wrecking Crew from Defenders 17, 18, and 19. Look at that team here. Look at the big, powerful men here. The Thunderball's got a wrecking ball that probably weighs about a ton. The Wrecker himself has a crowbar that he has to use 2 hands to use. It's a very serious weapon. And the other 2 gentlemen, who I forget, they're much bigger, much more powerful, and they sadly become sort of a joke in the comics. But no much more than a joke than what they revealed at the end of episode 3. This is what they portrayed as the Wrecking Crew. This is a boy band. That's not the Wrecking Crew. I mean, look at the guy who's playing the Wrecker himself. I mean, he's using one hand for a tool that looks like something you pick your teeth with. Thunderball's got looks like a little fluorescent light that you would hang for some sort of festive holiday season. I mean, and they're matching boy bands. It was an embarrassment, and it's sad on a personal note, because 1, I love the team, but 2, I've stored literally for decades both Defenders 17, 18, and 19. I've got 3 of them that are very high grade, a few possible 9.8s. The value of those comics took a nosedive when these guys showed up here, so that was very much a disappointment. One positive thing about episode 3, though, they did profile the media, because She-Hulk finds herself in the spotlight. She's an attractive character and now has to answer to the media and all the social media around it. And the thing that they had profiled very, very well is journalism used to be something that was very, very serious. If you were a journalist, you took your job serious, and you wanted to get the information and report accurately, without bias and without interruption. That's not true today. The media has become very much a joke, and part of the reason why it's this unhealthy interwovenness with social media. So if something happens immediately, it's 24-hour news, but also it's not reported accurately, and it's really, really too bad. So I applaud them for profiling how bad the media has become these days. I mean, things like the economy, you're finding information more accurately here than you are in the mainstream media. In episode 4, we find that She-Hulk is defending Wong. It's another comedic scene where Wong he wants to get rid of or have another minor magician who's doing some sort of parlor tricks, but he's found some sort of actual magic that is interfering with the multiverse. And so it's a bit of a fun episode. and I'm not going to speculate, because some have speculated maybe Ghost Rider or Mephisto, and how many times have we heard that? And again, as the MCU continues to get farther and farther away from the original storyline of the Silver, Bronze, and Copper Age, it's becoming much harder to predict where they're going and why they're doing what they're doing. So I'm not going to speculate with any of this here. Excuse me. But one thing that they did, they threw out a couple of little side stories that they didn't seem to fit. One was this Asgardian elf woman who shows up for no reason. And this story doesn't seem to fit on any level and has nothing to do with the She-Hulk story. But it reminded me of something, speaking of the Defenders, Steve Gerber, who took over the series in issue 21, introduced this character here. It's the elf with a gun. Now, in the end, it was a joke. It lasted for a couple of years. The elf is killed by accident in Defenders Annual 1, and people, myself included, were not very happy with this joke because it made no sense and had no connection at all to the storyline. But I do bring this up because we may talk about this in the next episode, because someone else picked up this elf with a gun story, and it may indeed have a deep connection to perhaps Kang and the Kang universe, but stay tuned for the next episode for that. One other thing it did profile, though, and this is sort of the chick flick aspect of it, where Jennifer Walters is lonely and starts dating. She uses an online app, and she has to go through the trials and tribulations of finding people. And she does make one quote saying, "It's very difficult to date in your 30s." And that's something that hit home with me, because I was divorced years ago, started dating all from scratch in my 40s. It was extremely difficult to do. And it was frustrating. It was extremely frustrating to date. So I can totally relate to the character having a very, very difficult time finding happiness. So that much I appreciated. But again, that's not for everyone. So again, take this with a grain of salt as you move forward with this particular series. So let's get into our shout out. And that would be James from Mint Hunter Comics, and I hope I got that right. He did a really nice piece last week on Silver Age Spec, and I reached out to him. I said, "This is one of the best episodes you've done on your service. So do check him out, and especially check out the piece on Silver Age." And the reason why I bring that up is because with the economy continuing to go downhill, there may be a silver lining for all of us moving forward, especially those who missed out on the opportunities that presented themselves in 2019 and 2020. If you missed the boat and didn't get those grails and keys because you couldn't afford them anymore, most likely it looks like those certain keys are coming back down again. And what I wanted to do in our picks of the week is profile some of the ones that you should be keeping your eyes on from now until this time next year, because the economy will go into a downward spiral. We're still in a hard recession, and we still have very serious inflation. But again, if you have the means, and if the opportunity presents itself, you may be able to obtain not all, but some of the comics that you wanted to get your hands on, but you may have a second chance coming up. So these are the ones that I see on the horizon. Now, the ones you won't see are like Amazing Fantasy 15, Spider-Man 1, Fantastic Four 1, Fantastic Four 5. Those are elite grails. I don't see those going down anytime soon, if at all, unless you find some, rare deal that someone really needs money. That would be the only way that you can find them. But some of these here, I think, is realistically that you could look at these moving down the road, and these are ones, I have some of these in my collection. I'd like to get some others, and I'll also be on the hunt like everyone else. So let's go down with the very first one here, and this is a surprising one to me. Tales to Astonish number 39. First appearance of Iron Man. It's still one of the deep grails in Marvel, but the price has gone down remarkably. A 2.0, which is what I have, topped $10,000 not that long ago. It's down substantially, about $3,000 on average. And there seem to be enough of these out there. And of course, the other two are Tales to Astonish number 40, the first golden armor, which Iron Man, which I'd love to have. I don't have one right now. And also the first red and gold, that would be Tales of Suspense, number 48, another great issue. But again, obviously you want to go for the big grail first if you can afford it. So Tales of Suspense 39, I think, should be on everyone's radar if you can secure it. The next ones we have here are ones you absolutely need to have. I have all three of these. And look how colorful these three are, Avengers 1, 2, and 3. Now, I have a low-grade Avengers here. I got it for under $1,000, but I was diligent and persistent. I kept looking. These are, underrated, and they're stabilizing, even coming down a bit. I think the problem with this book is that there are no first appearances in this book. But I don't agree. That's the first appearance of the Avengers. As we just saw in the panel, Kevin Feige and company are not done with the Avengers. That is still the main team in all of Marvel. And if you don't have one, I don't think there'd be any argument that anyone would want an Avengers 1, certainly 2, and 3 in their collection. And of course, you'd throw 4 in there as well, but that's a different story and a different element because it's the first Silver Age Captain America. But I would keep a sharp eye on all of those as the deals present themselves as we go down the road. The next is you can't get Hulk 1, 2, or 3. Certainly not Hulk 1 and 2. Those have got to the stratosphere. They're not coming back down. Certainly not Hulk 1. I'll never see a Hulk 1 again. But you can get, however, the 4, 5, and 6. I do have issue 5. It's a low grade, but you know what? I have the 5th appearance of the Incredible Hulk. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee at their best. These are still very much affordable and something I would absolutely love to have in my collection. I think you would too. And by the way, issue 6, that is the Metal Master, and this guy was serious. What I'd love to see one of these days, because Metal Master, I think that was his only appearance. If he shows up one of these days, comes back, and goes up against Magneto, that would be a great, fun battle. Anyway, just an aside. Next, we have another trio here that everyone would love to have, and that's, of course, Silver Surfer 1. I skipped over 2. I'd love to have 2, but 1, 3, with the first appearance of Mephisto, and 3, and I would say the most gorgeous copy in all of Marvel Comics, the most gorgeous cover, I should say, Silver Surfer number 4. That is Stan Lee and John Buscema at their best. That was a gorgeous story, a classic, and if you can get your hands on this in high grade, I certainly would. Those are classics that you can't replace. I mean, if I remember correctly, Silver Surfer 1 is the first appearance of Shellabelle, of course, the first Mephisto, but that classic Loki story tricking the Silver Surfer into fighting Thor is beyond a classic. That is something I'm the proud owner of 3 of them. I'd still like to get more if I could, but those things will be within range as again the economy dictates, and so I would keep a sharp eye on some of those, especially the high grades. Next, we have the Journey into Mystery series, which, as we said in the early part of the show, that with Tom Hiddleston as a brilliant and character and actor who has owned the Loki character, I'm really surprised that this is so reasonable of a comic here. I've always equated the 2 major villains in Marvel comics as Doctor Doom, by far the first, and Loki being a very close second, because the 2 were all over the place in Silver and Bronze Age. Having his first appearance is, what is it, about 10% of what a Fantastic Four 5 would be? Or I'm probably doing the math incorrectly. I blame public school for that, by the way. But it is within reach, and I would get your hands on this sooner than later, because that's the most expensive of all the books. To the right is just a fun book. That's Journey to Mystery 112. That was a Thor versus Hulk battle, another classic Jack Kirby and Stan Lee creation. It is an offshoot, by the way, of Avengers 3. In Avengers 3, Thor and Hulk fight in that issue, but this is a side issue that isn't revealed. So they reveal what happened when they went off, fought themselves off to the side. And it was a very, very interesting story. Interesting interweaving with Odin and his son Thor. So a great read, very affordable. And you can't go wrong with the very first Hercules, Journey into Mystery Annual number 1. We know that Hercules has been revealed, by the way, that he will have his own show. He'll be very much a mainstay. I forget the actor's name, but I think that character is going to be around for a long, long time. Everyone, in the next episode, let's continue on, because there are so many I could put in. I can't put it all in one show. I'll do a number of series of very key grails that I would, again, get those sooner than later. This is probably your second, maybe last chance to get hold of some of these. But I want to have a conversation as to why, and I want to dovetail with the gentleman from Mint Hunter's piece regarding the Silver Age. He does accurately, and so does Swaggelhouse, by the way, did a very nice piece on this regarding why Silver Age is more expensive. But one thing the two gentlemen didn't describe was why. And I'd like to get into the detailed discussion as to why the Silver Age is more prominent, even more prominent than the Golden Age. Even though Golden Age is much, much older, why does Silver Age dominate? We'll have that conversation in the next episode. Everyone, thanks for joining. For the Ian Hoodrat Network, I'm Dan Delatorre, and this is Comic Book Corner.
One more time,
Thank you.
man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. All right, guys.
I didn't hack up along too much on that in that segment.
Well, I was hacking while you were talking, so I did it for both of us, man.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
man. Let's get it. Let's get into our last segment here. Let's do this. All right, this is Down or Clown. This is we're either down with it or we're gonna clown it. But today on this show this week, we're gonna try to play. Everybody gets a chance, chat included, to name who you think's gonna play who. Right here with all these announcements, like right before D23, right? This announcement was made that these actors here were signed up for the MCU, and we're gonna try to take our big take on who is playing who. So I don't know, man. I mean, should I start it up? Should I start, or should I let let's let the guest start? Efren, I'm gonna put my uncle on the spot, man. Tio,
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let's start right here.
That's going to be, this is going to be Rich Rider, Nova. That's the rumors I've heard.
Okay, Rich Rider. Okay, okay, and that's John Boyega.
Yeah.
And is this Jodie Corner? Is that her name, or just Jodie Corner? Bro, who is it? Who do you think this would play?
She was in the actress Killing Eve. Actually, she just won an Emmy for the, I think.
Yeah, that's good. Killing Eve is a good show. If you have
Yeah.
never watched it, man, yeah, she's good in it.
And she was in that movie with Ryan Reynolds, was it? They played like a computer game. I forget the name of that movie. It was a big hit last summer, I believe. She was the lead actress in that movie too. But I think she's going to be playing Sue Storm.
Okay, Sue Storm. All right. And then who's going to play Henry? What? How about Henry Cavill? Who's he going to play?
Just look at his jaw, man. It's like perfect jaw. There he's going to play Hyperion from Marvel.
Okay.
And I guess Krasinski is going to be playing Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
That's a gimme. And that's the big, who knows Denzel Washington. People say he's going to be playing Magneto.
Okay, Magneto. Denzel as Magneto. And this lady's Daisy Edgar Jones.
I have not heard. Who's she going to play? I haven't heard anything.
I don't know either, man. Yeah. This one's a guessing game right here.
Yeah.
And how about Giancarlo Esposito?
They say he's going to be playing
Esposito.
Professor X.
Okay, Professor X. All right, there's Efren's one, and here we go. Craig says, I think Hyperion or Captain Britain for Cavill. Okay, and one of the Spider Women.
Yeah,
her.
They were
Yep.
right. I think they said she was going to be playing Jessica Carpenter.
So Spider Woman. So she's going to be Spider Woman.
Yeah.
Spider Woman. Okay. All right, Dan. Your turn, Dan. Who you think you think John Boyega going to play?
I'm not going to have a complete answer because I'm not familiar with all these actors and actresses here.
No worries.
I'll go right to. I like the fact that you've got Magneto and Professor X going out at each other. I think those two are excellent.
Magneto.
I like that.
X.
I think that's going to be a dynamite duo with those two going at each other, especially Denzel Washington. He has such depth, and he's
Great
such
actor.
a veteran actor. Yeah. And Cavill, I've loved. I still say he is by far the best Superman we've had in literally decades. And so again, you guys grew up with. I was going to talk to Phil about this because he's older than I am, and we grew up with George Reeve. You had Christopher Reeve. I never really cared for Christopher Reeve that much. Cavill is far more of a better actor and can play a superpowered villain because again, Hyperion is the Marvel's version of Superman. In a team, both a villain, and a hero. You have the Squadron Supreme and Squadron Sinister. But I'm just happy for the actor himself because they're all spinning the wheels over at DC. So if Cavill gets some work over at Marvel and more recognition, good for him.
Yeah, and he's a big nerd too, man. This dude's a gamer, bro. Like I watch his Instagram, and he's always like chipping up, chipping up on his system. How about her, man? How about Jodie Corner?
I'm drawing a blank. Again, all these images just popped in my head, and it's taking a while for my little processor to process all of them.
Okay.
So
We'll get back to you.
But I like the Spider Woman though.
Yeah,
I would not.
that's fine.
I wouldn't do her Jessica Carpenter. I would do. Was it Jessica Drew who did the original Spider Woman? Who's the character?
Yeah, Jessica Drew.
Jessica Drew, yeah.
Yeah. That would be my choice.
How about Madame Web, man? I'm just playing. I don't know, man. Everybody's all Madame Webbed out, man, with their spec.
Carpenter became Madam Web.
Yep. That would be good, right? Carpenter and the Madame Web.
Yeah.
How about you, John? What's your shot? Take a shot, man. Take a shot. Where do you want to start?
So let's start with the obvious and Mr. Fantastic, right?
Okay, Mr. Fantastic. Okay,
Right.
that's John Krasinski.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with.
I have it all written down, so I'll help you guys. Don't worry.
I'll take Mr. Fantastic right there, and then she's wearing that red dress really well, so I take a Sue Storm.
Sue Storm.
Right.
Okay.
Married couple right there, right? And then
Boom.
Denzel? I'm with Dab on this one. My brother Dab, he and I share the same opinions a lot, and so I think that's Blue Marvel. That's what I'm going with. And Professor X. Everyone says that's Professor X in the corner there.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, I could see that. I can also see him as Magneto too, but I know some people say Denzel Washington could be Magneto. I'd like to think that maybe they go a little bit younger. I love Denzel Washington, but I think maybe that time may have passed.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Cavill, I think he's going to be Doctor Doom. That's
Okay.
what I think. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the other one, who'd you say, F? You said
They say I heard he's going to be playing.
F just likes Dick, bro. He wants him to play Dick.
Richard Ryder.
Richard Ryder.
What let me ask you guys, what did they show again? They showed Black Panther, right? They showed Echo, right?
They showed Fantastic Four.
They showed no Fantastic Four, right?
Fantastic
No
Four.
mention of the X-Men at all. But they
no mention of Nova either. No Nova.
but they did mention Daredevil, and they came out with the actor came out, and then D'Onofrio came out again. They showed a short clip of She-Hulk and Daredevil. Their banter between the both of them was pretty funny, actually. But I think that was it, and then the rest was Lucasfilm.
Yeah, the other two, man, I don't know, man. I don't think that Spider-Woman. I don't see it. Isn't Spider-Woman owned by Sony?
No. That's a good point.
Yeah, because they have Gwen
All the
in
Spider
Into
stuff,
the
right?
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So I don't think that Spider-Woman.
Yeah,
what
man.
female characters left?
I gotta guess.
Squirrel Girl.
Okay.
Squirrel Girl.
Oh, that
Squirrel
might be
Girl.
that. Oh yeah. Squirrel
Yeah.
Girl. Yeah, there we go.
Squirrel Girl. Okay. Squirrel Girl. Good. I mean, we're all. We don't have to be accurate, man. We're all just making guesses.
Yeah.
here.
I can't even think of who the other two could be.
This is fun spec, man. Okay, man. All right. You guys ready? Because I was at D23 and I bumped into Feige. I said, "Yo, what's up? What's up, Feige?" I said, "Man, I showed him this picture," and he goes, "Hood, you want to know? Just point at him." Pointed at him. He said, "Hood, that's Hyperion." He said, "Telling you that's Hyperion." And then he went. I said, "How about the hot blonde?" He said, "Susan Storm, Hood. Susan Storm, Hood." And then I said, "How about my brother right here?" He goes, "I know Efren likes the dick, but that is Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm." And then the difference, like, you asshole. And then then I pointed to her. I said, that's Spider Woman, right? He goes, nah, man. Kang has to be searching for something, bro. That's Ravonna. That's Ravonna right there. And then I said, oh, man, you already know this, John Krasinski. That's Reed Richards, bro. That's Reed Richards. Then I pointed over here. How about Pollo Hermano? He said Pollo Hermano is gonna be Doctor Doom. And then I pointed over here. I said, how about Denzel Washington, man? He was gonna play. He said he's gonna play a variant of Kang. So that's what he told me. That's what he told me.
So he lied to you because Ravana's already in. She was already in the first Loki, right?
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah, she was the one at the end who escaped.
It's a variant, bro. Ravonna, she's a variant, bro.
No, she was in Loki. She was
That's a variant, bro. There's variants, bro. There's variants across the universe.
Feige lying to everybody, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I don't know who she was gonna be, man, but there was a Ravonna, man, in the last Loki.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
bro.
in the first one, she was part of the TVA, right?
Yeah, like the curly-haired woman in the TVA.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah.
Oh, see? Oh, the boss, right? She was the boss.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The boss at the end. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, there could be variants, right? There could be variants, man. Let's see what Azor says, man. Azor said Boyega's Blue Marvel or Night Thrasher. Denzel will be one done villain like Bell. Cavill as Doctor Doom. All right, man. Those are our guesses, man.
See that?
But yeah, man. I don't know.
But I do like Denzel as the Kang variant. That would be sweet with him against
that's a
Jonathan. Jonathan. Is it Major?
What's the last Kang, man? I forgot the name. What's the last Kang name? Come on, man.
You talking about the actor or
no? In the comic book.
Kang the Conqueror. Kang.
Kang
what?
the Conqueror.
Immortus.
Immortus.
That might work.
Immortus.
Those two would play well off each other in that role. That would be a dynamite role.
Bro, he looks like what's his name's dad, bro. He looks like I have it all written down, bro. I can't. Jonathan Major's dad, bro. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some resemblance, I guess. Yeah.
Immortus, man. Okay, I'm calling him Immortus. And then you guys are calling Denzel as who? Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel.
You know what? One and done character. I agree with Azorus. He's a one and done character, a villain.
Immortus would be a one and done. It would be like Last King. Last King. That would be sick though. You kill Jonathan Majors and then out of nowhere Denzel Washington comes like, you didn't kill me, fools. So I don't know, man. We'll see, man. It's all good. It's all good to guess, but I think we all had some good guesses here, man. A bunch of good guesses. And that's the fun thing about speculating, man, is we're not right or wrong. We're just having fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, hey, look at here. Zora says Ramatut. Denzel could be Ramatut.
Ooh.
Yes.
That would be great.
But wasn't that the very first Kang, though?
Yes.
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
19.
19, yeah.
Yeah.
I have that book.
I have it too, yeah.
Interesting, man. I thought we were gonna see these guys at D23, but
yeah.
I guess we didn't, man. But
so
thanks a lot.
I've heard a lot. Before one last thing before we go is that I've heard a lot of speculation on other shows that they're saying that they sort of dropped too much at the first. What was that last episode? What was it? Not WonderCon, Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con. They dropped too much information there, and the information or the drops were a lot lighter in this D23. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Go ahead, F. You want to say something?
I thought it'd be the other way. I wasn't in Hall H, so I didn't even look at it on video on YouTube. But I've always heard that D23, that Disney per se always holds back when they do their panels at Comic-Con, Marvel panels, because they want to hold it for their own, thing at D23. So, but I never saw it Hall H this year, so I couldn't compare the two.
Yeah, man. I seen the fan videos, and they dropped bombs, man. Yeah, they dropped it was crazy, man. I got FOMO. I mean, Jocelyn Don knows I got FOMO. I was like, bro, I should have waited in that damn line. Because remember, Meat Man came on, and he was telling us everything. I was like, dude. I was like, bro, man, like I should have waited in that line, man. But now that I D23 was kind of lackluster, huh? Would you agree, F?
I had never been before, so I mean, compare. I don't think I don't like comparing it to Comic Con because to me, Comic Con's the best. You can't beat it. So to me, every other con it always seems to be like a step below. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I mean, going to the panels, going to this.
Yeah.
Like I said, we missed Hall 8, so I wanted to go to see this panel. And when they
Yeah.
showed all the clips, and we didn't talk anything about Lucasfilms, but they showed, the Mandalorian, that got a big applause. And they showed Andor, the cast of Andor came out, and then they had the Bad Batch. So overall, I really liked it.
Indiana Jones was dope though.
Indiana Jones, when he came out, man, I go, oh my god, dude, everybody was going crazy.
But that whole clip from that whole I don't know if they showed it or not, but the trailer they showed us from Indiana Jones is pretty dope. It was it looked good, man.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, Harrison Ford, man, don't hurt him, bro. Like, cause he looked pretty like done,
He looked pretty feeble, man. I was like,
Bro.
take him over.
He was kind of shaking when he was holding the mic. I was like, dude, just don't fall off the stage, bro. Don't do it, man. You are Han Solo, bro. Don't do it, man.
But it was
Don't do
awesome
it.
because we got very emotional about the character, about portrayal of Indiana Jones. Because this is obviously going to be the last film, and you can, to me at least, it was very heartfelt. He was thanking everybody in the audience, that
He was
supported.
actually, did it sound like he was like kind of tearing up too?
Yeah,
he was
very
tearing
emotional.
up.
This is it for him, Indiana Jones. And
Yeah.
they even mentioned it in the clip. The one of the original actors from the first Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford was talking to him, and he was saying, I'm too old for this now, and blah 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 blah. I'm ready to retire or hang it up. But then the guy reminded him, you're not that old. You still have spirit in you, so to speak. Then the music starts coming from the Indiana Jones. He takes out his whip. He gets on a horse. He feels rejuvenated.
There's this one point where, remember that one point he was like, stay back, whipping everybody. There's this big table, right?
Yeah.
He's like, stay back, whipping him. Then they all busted out their guns. He's like, oh, shit. And then he ducked and they started shooting. It was funny, bro. Yeah. It was funny, man.
It was a very entertaining clip. I definitely going to see that movie.
But man, that just shows you, man, how much Hollywood can just make an old, feeble guy and look pretty strong, bro. Like, he looked strong in Indiana Jones, like in the clips. I was like, that's not that guy.
Like stunt doubles, man. Come on, that guy's like.
I know, but they made him look strong though.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, did he shape up and he just kind of like went on the couch and watched football for a year or something? I don't know, bro.
I don't know, man. But he did look good in those scenes, so see how much of him was actually him and not a stunt double. But I thought that was very entertaining and heartfelt.
Yeah. It was good, man. It was really heartfelt. He was, like I said, he was tearing up, and I think he knows this is his last hurrah. So I love Harrison Ford, man. Harrison Ford is like a freaking legend, bro. Like how many movies, bro, is that dude in, man? Remember that one when I don't know what it was called. I forgot what it was called. Where he was playing a Quaker or something. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
That was a good movie.
Dude, that movie. If you never seen, I forgot the name of it. But he played a Quaker, bro. Like, dude, Harrison Ford did it all, bro. He was like Han Solo. He was like Indiana Jones. He was a Quaker, and then
President of the United States.
Patriot. What's that called? Patriot. The one where he Patriot games and shit like that, bro. Like, dude, epic,
he was the
man.
president on that plane too. When it got hijacked. He's a good actor, man.
He's like, I'm the president. Get off my plane.
And he started in a show that was here in Petaluma. This is the town over from me called American Pie. And he was with Ron Howard and all those guys back then. He was back to American Graffiti. I'm sorry, American Graffiti. Pardon me.
Modesto, California. Modesto, California. Was that based in Modesto?
Yeah, the show was filmed there, but the final drive scene was on that long stretch. If you come, Ian, you've been up to Sonoma. You go over the hill. You go to Petaluma. There's a long, like several mile stretch. That's where that was filmed.
Wow.
So but he was a very young Harrison Ford in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's he's a legend, man. He's a legend, and as he gets old, we get old. Look at us right here. I mean, the young guys like Dad's like, who? Like, Patriot games, bro. What? So, and we all think that was like 5 years ago, but that was actually like 20 years ago. Patriot games, right? It was like 20 years ago, bro.
Patriot games, dear God.
Remember that, man? Patriot
games.
It rings a bell. What was it again?
He was playing that
like a CIA agent or something. I forgot. And it was based off a book.
What? Yeah, some book where he was like remember that one? Do you remember, Dan?
Oh wait.
He had to go to
I
Nicaragua or something like that, like a drug dealer or something.
I never saw it, but now you've got me thinking about another. Before we go, I got to look it up.
Look, bro.
So
look.
is it?
Yeah,
is it like-
Circumstances is like we old as fuck. It's wild, bro.
So
We
he
are,
he
bro.
played The Fugitive. We can't forget The Fugitive,
Oh,
right?
The
yeah.
Fugitive.
That was a good
damn.
movie.
Damn.
That was
Blade-
good, bro.
The original
Blade
Blade
Runner?
Runner.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about.
Blade
The original
Runner.
Blade Runner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blade Runner. But he played
Fear
in
and
Blade Runner
Present
2
Danger.
too.
Yes, he
Fear
did.
and Present Danger. Was that it?
Yeah.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We should have
The
him on the
Witness.
channel.
Other than that, I don't think he made much of his life.
Bro, I don't think Harrison Ford. We send him a link, and Harrison Ford would be like, "What the hell, a link, bro? A link?
This was a
Link.
shot. All he could do is say no,
I know.
or show up here
Link.
by accident.
Look at this, bro. He said when the Patriot game was happening, I was drinking my mother's breast milk, bro.
Oh wow.
I love Dad. He's the
I
best.
remember, I know, bro. I remember watching that Patriot game. It was like in '96 or '95 because I watched it with my dad when I was in high school, so it had to be '95, '96. You know what I'm saying? So that's a long time ago. That's more than 20 years ago. You know? Remember in
At least Dad was born. At least
remember
we
in
know
Fugitive?
that.
Okay, I want to bring you. Who played in the Fugitive 2? Come on, man.
There was a Fugitive too.
I didn't
Fugitive
know
2.
this Fugitive.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You guys know.
We're
You
stumped.
guys.
Stumped.
Wesley Snipes, bro. Remember?
Okay. We would.
Yeah. I remember now.
You remember? Wesley
Yeah,
Snipes
yeah.
played the Fugitive in Fugitive 2.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right. This
He
was
had
before
O-Dog
Blade,
follow-
though, right?
Yeah. No, this is after Blade. After Blade.
okay.
Because, you know, he got big after. Remember O-Dog was following him? What's his name, man? The O-Dog that was in part 1? I forgot
Tommy
his
Lee
name.
Jones, right?
Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is number 1 and number 2. I remember when Harrison Ford jumped out the in the dam. Remember, he jumped out the dam,
Yep.
bro.
Yep.
That was dope, bro.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie, man. I'm gonna go watch all my Harrison Ford's movies though. But hey, man, I want to thank you guys for coming on, guys. I want to thank the live chat, and I want to welcome, man. I think this is the first time you Sarcom
Circumstances. Yeah.
Circumstances, man. Welcome, bro. Welcome, man. We always welcome
Yeah.
everybody
I know you.
else, man.
Yeah. Good to see you, man.
With all
Do
the
we know his name?
I
What's
don't-
that?
Dude,
Do we
we
know
don't
his
know his
name?
name, bro.
No, I don't. But I've seen him in other chats. He's a good guy. Lots of good content.
Yeah, man. I like his logo there too, man. Nice, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
But before we go, man, where can they find you, F?
I'm on Instagram, Passpoint Comics. I'm on YouTube too. Same title, basically Passpoint Comics. I'm always doing videos on comic books. I try to interview writers, actors, whoever wants to come on my channel. I'm always asking people to come on my channel on Instagram. I'm just trying to have a good time on my channel. Just talking like this with you guys. I was brought in last minute to fill in, so I'm like the number one.
Like 10 minutes before, I was like, Efren, you want to come on, bro?
So I'll always be here for you guys if you ever need me in a pin pit. So no.
Hey, man, I see that CGC box right there, bro. What'd you get there?
Oh, those
You
are
see-
old.
What do you got?
There's nothing in there. It's old, man. I just kept it.
Come on, man.
You got too big of a smile on your face.
I
There's something
know,
you're holding back.
See,
Unboxing.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
bummer.
man.
Is that a sideshow box right there, bro? And the
Yeah.
other box?
Yeah, I may sell something, but
All
check
right.
this out. I have this 30th anniversary Spider-Man card.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Check that out.
sick.
That's cool.
I got
Bro,
two
we were
of them.
just that shows how old you are, bro, because we just went to the 60th panel.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know? Oh, damn, bro.
I got two of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Those
sick.
are nice.
Yeah,
Nice shirt, too, man. I like the shirt, man.
man.
Yeah, it's a great shirt.
Dang, bro. We're never going to own that
Efren's
one,
T-shirt game is on point. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but every video, I'm envious of his T-shirts. He's got some great T-shirts.
man.
Thanks.
He
man.
does, dude. And then, after we got to, I'm going to, Efren, movie night. We got to tell Jaw to come, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna have movie night at my house, John, and see if you can come down for the weekend. But we're gonna be showing the first 3 episodes of Andor.
Andor, bro. When
Oh,
Andor comes
cool.
out. Yeah,
Right
we're gonna
on.
have.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna wait till Friday and watch it at F's
Yeah.
backyard, bro. It's
Okay.
sick, dude. You'll like it, man.
I'll go.
You got the little movie theater, and then we're a comic book crackhead, man. That's Javid, man. Where can they find you, bro?
Instagram, Comic Book Crackhead. You guys can find me, follow me. I'll follow you back. Appreciate everyone's likes and posts and things like that they support my page. So thank you.
Awesome, man. And Dan the man, bro. the teacher, the wise one. You know, where can they find you, bro?
Next week, I'm going to be on the Comic Book Kingpin show, which precedes this show at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 Eastern. There's a fun show, and these guys have great content. And then the following Friday, I'll be on The Hunt, probably with Houdat. That's always a great show. Man, I was sick as a dog on the last show. I was like, okay, here's my book. You know, can we go home now? That kind of thing. And of course, I'll be right back here having fun with you guys. This is my home. So
yeah. And then yeah, man, we do this show every other week. So you know, and then I have Comics on the Rise that happens the week this is not on, so it'll be on next week, and that'll be with me and Space Ferret, me and Craig, Space Ferret Collectibles, man. We're gonna be doing them every other week, man. It's fun. It's a fun time with him, man. Craig's awesome, man.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Circumstances, man. Thanks, lurking while I play chess, man. Thanks for listening, man. We appreciate you, man. But other than that, man, everybody stay cool, man. Give each other a hug. Tell the ones you love that you love them, man, and you know, give them a kiss and a hug, because I love these guys and I'll kiss and hug these guys, but I was sick and you don't want my cooties, man. But I'm out, man, and we're out. Peace. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.